Good morning, and welcome to an event you all have been highly anticipating. And it always gets me a little emotional, so I have to take a deep breath right now. Your graduation from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I'm Dr. Joanne Wilson, the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, and on behalf of everyone here today, I'd like to welcome you to today's ceremony. Would you please stand and remove your hats for the singing of the National Anthem, which will be led today by Madison Grumman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets twinkling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night
You may be seated. Today, you become part of another special family, that being the UW-Platteville alumni. This is the 201st Commencement Ceremony at UW-Platteville, where more than 57,000 graduates have earned their diplomas. Congratulations to all of our candidates here today. Throughout the day, we will salute graduates of the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, the College of Liberal Arts and Education, the College of Graduate Studies, and the College of Engineering, Mathematics, and Science. In all, we have 543 undergraduate and 127 graduate candidates in the three ceremonies. As for today's ceremony, we will begin with words of encouragement and congratulations from our student speaker, our principal speaker, and our chancellor. We will then recognize some special people, and then we will finally present the candidates for graduation. Each commencement, a student speaker is chosen to represent the graduating seniors. This year's speaker is Heidi Smith. Heidi is an agricultural business major from Sycamore, Illinois, who has fully taken advantage of the opportunities that UW-Platteville presents. She's excelled in the classroom and held jobs in Platteville and Northern Illinois, while being involved in multiple activities and organizations. Heidi, who has a 3.63 grade point average, is currently interning as a financial officer for Compeer Financial in Lancaster, Wisconsin. Complementing her major, she serves as a School of Agriculture student ambassador, vice president of the Ag Student Council. She is in the Agricultural Business Club, and she is the co-chair of Ag in the Classroom for the Collegiate Farm Bureau. She is also part of the DeKalb Farm Bureau and the Sycamore High School FFA alumni. Please welcome Heidi Smith.
I would like to ask you all to ask yourself the following question. When I was 5 years old, what did I want to be when I grew up? I knew if you asked me this, I would have told you that I was without a doubt going to be Wonder Woman. The sky's the limit, right? Unfortunately, without a cape, superhuman strength, and the ability to fly, this was never going to happen. Although, without Wonder Woman's cape, bouncing off the walls with tons of energy seems to be my specialty. So I guess you can say the sky's the limit. Contrary to having our own individual ideas of what we wanted to do with our lives, we all eventually had the same idea in mind, to make the University of Wisconsin-Platteville part of our journey. While finding our new home within the School of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, we have all discovered a way to contribute to society based on our education and experiences gained here at UWP. As the adults that we have now become, I ask you this. How will you be able to individually impact the world around us? And how can you emphasize your leadership skills and experiences from UWP moving forward? Not only have we invested in furthering our education, but we've invested in our future as a whole. Just as the famous song lyrics go, "Country roads take me home to the place where I belong." Platteville has paved the way to a new home in society. So where exactly will your next journey take you professionally? Is it your goal to become a CEO, marine biologist, agriculture education instructor, a farmer, construction manager, or any of the million-plus occupations available in the world today? The qualities and leadership skills you yourself have gained through professional development opportunities, club involvement, time management after learning how to not procrastinate as much, or just your overall professional qualities will enable you to have a significant contribution to society in one way or another. As students, many of you have already started to make a difference. Whether you've had the opportunity to partake in one of the many research projects within the College of BILSA, volunteer within the community, tutor and assist other students with classes, or even advocate for something you're passionate for, you've already affected the lives of others around you. Think of something you've done that has benefited someone other than yourself. How great did it feel to do so? Imagine that feeling, but within your professional career out in the world. The influence you will have on others after UWP could be something that benefits them in the short run, or potentially something they'll remember for the rest of their life. It's up to us to take whatever we have: skills, experience, dedication, or just downright determination to make the world a better place. Take, for example, Temple Grandin. Starting off as a young girl diagnosed with autism, utilizing her intellectual mind, her creativity allowed for the construction of the notorious squeeze machine, proving that it could be used as a therapeutic device. Following her brilliant idea to enhance her own personal comfort, this would then lead to the advanced knowledge of cattle behavior and comfort as well. She soon became one of the most famous leading advocates for the autistic community as a world-renowned humane treatment consultant specifically for livestock. In addition, she also utilizes her individual experiences and knowledge within the agriculture industry and is currently an animal science professor at Colorado State University. Now, you don't necessarily have to become famous to influence the lives of others. Johnny Cline is a great example of one who, although is not as famous as someone like Grandin, has made a difference. Despite the numerous racism encounters as a Harlem Globetrotter, he persevered through his passion for basketball, leaving his substance abuse past behind him. Shortly after receiving his PhD in education, he would then be known less as Jumpin' Johnny Cline than as Dr. John Cline. Beginning his new path in life, he launched the Youth Athletic Enrichment Program, decreasing the Detroit dropout rates by helping students with sports and academics. He was also appointed to Michigan's Nursing Board, focusing his work on assisting others to approach their individual substance abuse as well. Theodore Roosevelt once said, do what you can with what you have where you are. Taking this quote into deep consideration, I encourage you to utilize the strong characteristics and skills obtained from prior experiences here at UWP. After you walk out of those doors to your new adventure, I also challenge you to continue to be the extraordinary individuals that you already are. As education is the most powerful tool which you can use to challenge the world, it's now time for us to put all that student debt to use. To all those within the School of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, I applaud you. Our time has come to move on from UWP and do the one thing in life that everyone's so eager to get to, adulting. And just as a friendly reminder, don't take life too seriously. No one makes it out alive. Congratulations, December class of 2018. We did it.
Thank you, Heidi. Today's principal speaker is Major Matthew Holler. After earning a degree in biology from UW-Platteville in 2005, Major Holler has spent more than a decade serving in the U.S. Army. Major Holler is the Deputy Chief of Operations at the U.S. Army Mission Command Center of Excellence at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. He previously served as an Army General's Assistant, aide-de-camp, and a U.S. Army Company Commander in Egypt, and a platoon leader and operations planner in Iraq, where he coordinated sustainability projects. Major Holler was the winner of the U.S. Army Draper Leadership Award in 2013 and 2014. He has twice been awarded the Bronze Star Medal for service during combat operations, while also receiving numerous other honors. Major Holler was selected as an outstanding alumnus of UW-Platteville in 2015. Please welcome Major Matthew Holler.
Thank you, Chancellor Shields, Dean Weber, professors and faculty, and especially friends and family. Thank you all for showing your support for these graduates. It is an honor participating in today's ceremony, which marks an incredible achievement. Would the audience please join with me in a round of applause for the class of 2018. Congratulations, graduates. This is a day to celebrate because for the past several years, you have endured an academic gauntlet through this university and come out as pioneers. But academics alone was only a portion of the Platteville experience because you were tested in so many other ways that will add to your future success. Never fail, and I truly do mean this, graduates, never fail to believe that you are enabled to do anything that you want to do in life. This institution proves that where you come from is not a restriction. It was here that this farm kid from Mazomanie, Wisconsin, who, like all of you with various backgrounds, learned that character and hard work can achieve anything. And only in that environment could I ever have believed myself to be on track for a medical profession. However, that path unexpectedly changed. Because after witnessing the events on September the 11th, while still a student, my heart led me to serve this country, and in a different manner. And so within 1 month after graduation from where you are today, I went from Huguenin Hall to military barracks, and then soon overseas during the height of the U.S. war in Iraq. I was seeking a challenge, and I received it, leading patrols to find and dismantle roadside bombs 7 days a week for a full year. And the difficulty only became greater by commanding larger organizations on new endeavors elsewhere across the globe. Yet looking back, I realize that even on the hardest days, I was eager to face those challenges knowing that I was serving the purpose that I chose to follow. And each event added more to my life's narrative than I could have ever expected. But perhaps more importantly, I was appreciative of something that I heard from a general. This is obviously not alive today, but General Patton, and trust me, you'll never hear a General Patton quote in a public setting. But he said, "It is better to fight for something than to live for nothing." Do I ever wonder what life could have been like if I stayed the course after college? Absolutely. But I decided to trust my heart. So as you begin this next phase in your life, I ask that you consider what that inner voice is telling you and accept these words of advice from someone who took that leap of faith and would do so again. President Kennedy once said that efforts and courage are not enough without purpose and direction. So graduates, what will be your purpose? I say this first because defining your purpose is where all paths to self-fulfillment begin. And by having your purpose, you will find that you will pour out all of your passions and potential to reach that path's end. Some of you already know what your purpose is. Some may feel like the world is just spinning before your eyes like it did for me. If that is you, I'd urge you to take pause, because when doing so, sometimes that chaos brings clarity to what is fundamentally important to you. But you must reflect and seek mentorship. You can always find a fellow pioneer wherever you are. For my second point, know that you will always accomplish more when in a coalition. I can't think of a single time that I haven't been assisted by another when pursuing my goals, from military service to graduate student. Sometimes a little bit of encouragement was all that I needed. And in fact, if you follow your purpose, you will likely work within a community of people who have that same one in mind. So what would you like the attitudes of your team to look like, the one that will help you cross that finish line? Whether you are an associate or a CEO, foster good relationships because that culture begins with you. Please, also keep that in mind as you move further. And lastly, third, know that a good fight takes tremendous effort. I've spent nearly 40 months on deployments, yet I can honestly say that I never truly knew war until witnessing the war against cancer. My dad almost made it long enough to where he could see me today give this speech. But despite that loss, I am in awe by the amazing people whose mission it is to defeat this illness for so many head-on. It's a war that proved to me that even with all the great things that we have in life, there is still so little that we know about the world around us. And unfortunately, sometimes unlocking that knowledge is not for the faint of heart. And I'm not just talking about cancer. So remember, graduates, that this university chose you, invested in you, because quite frankly, this world needs you on the front lines of all of those efforts. Life is too short to live on the sidelines. So what will you do when you hear your calling? I know you just came out of your finals, but that question is the ultimate exam that you will have to face in life, and only you can judge yourself on it. But you are in luck. What better place to embark on this journey than Platteville, where miners from across the globe came, enduring all hardships in search of opportunity nearly 200 years ago. And that spirit continued in business, industry, life sciences, agriculture, but more importantly, what keeps it all together, why we are here today, strong communities. In the words of President Lincoln, the world is a mine and every person a miner. You have already demonstrated your excellence by making it this far. Now, pioneers, carve your path. Godspeed.
I now ask that Dan Smith, President of the Alumni Association Board of Directors, come forward to present the alumni lifetime memberships. Let's take it, because I don't want to cause problems.
Thank you, Provost Wilson. By your graduation here today, you are now part of a special group, UW-Platteville alumni. And you are not alone. I now ask that all of our alumni here today proudly stand if you're able, or wave your hand if you're not, to be recognized. Come on, don't be shy. I, along with the alumni here today, would officially like to welcome you, the class of 2018, as UW-Platteville alumni. Thank you. The UW-Platteville Alumni Association annually recognizes outstanding graduates with the Honorary Lifetime Pioneer Award by awarding them lifetime membership in the Alumni Association. The award is based on a variety of criteria, including campus activities and leadership, community involvement, professional development, and employment, academic excellence, and probability of future involvement in the Alumni Association. I ask the following graduate to stand and be recognized as the College of BILSA's Alumni Association Lifetime Membership recipient, Michelle Cliff. Congratulations, Michelle.
Thank you, Dan. Chancellor Dennis J. Shields is in his 9th year at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. During that time, he has guided the campus through tremendous growth in programs, resources, and facilities. Most recently, he piloted an impressive effort to gain legislative and gubernatorial approval to build a new $55 million state-of-the-art engineering facility on campus, as well as our $23.7 million renovation project for Babel Hall, which will start this spring. We're also going to be opening a new addition to this building, the Williams Fieldhouse, next month, and we are very excited about that. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chancellor Dennis Shields.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. Good morning. Good morning. All right, I know everybody had to get up early to get here today. Just want to make sure you're here. It is indeed a great day to be a pioneer, and it is a privilege to be here at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville commencement ceremony recognizing the graduating class of 2018. Congratulations. Thank you first to the faculty and staff represented on the front row here. Day in and day out, you have supported, educated, helped, guided, advised these students. They wouldn't be here today without you. They could be here without me, but not without you. To family and friends, thank you for the work that you have done and for these students and the support and encouragement that you provided them along their time here. Your efforts and your belief in their future were critical to the success these graduates are enjoying today. Graduates, you have now almost, as finals next week, completed your undergraduate training. I am proud of you for working hard, being disciplined, and for maintaining a vision of your goal. Well done. Now I expect and hope that each of you have a desire to go out into the world and make a positive difference in your life, in the lives of others, and in the world. And I know that you can make a positive difference if you apply the same kind of consistent daily effort that you demonstrated as a student at this university. While you were a student on this campus, you worked hard and you maintained your core values that guided you through all of the challenges each of you faced during your journey to this point. While here, you overcame challenges. When you encountered tough hurdles, you did not give up. Rather, you persevered because you stayed focused and believed achieving your goal was important. Yes, as Chancellor of your alma mater, I am compelled to offer you some advice today as you leave this campus and begin your life's journey. I have two reasons for that. Number one, I want you to be successful. Number two, I want society to be successful. So essentially what I'm going to do is advise you to do in life what you have practiced here at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. And I suggest to you that you will be able to make a positive difference in the world if you, one, are committed to being a lifelong learner, two, are dedicated to your core values like civility, honesty, integrity, hard work, and empathy. So let me explain why I think these are the two most important things. We are living in extraordinary times. Change is happening at an ever-quickening pace. And it seems we live in an ever more polarized society. As you leave here, how will you cope with the pace of change? How can you reduce the polarization in our society and create positive collective solutions? To me, it's committing to being a lifelong learner and being dedicated to your values. Let me start with some information I learned from an expert on workforce trends, Heather E. McGowan. McGowan puts it this way: the old model of work was in 3 life blocks. Get an education, use that education for 40 years, then retire. Later, the model became get an education, use that education for 20 years, get retrained, use that education for 20 more years, then retire. But McGowan explains that neither model works today. As the pace of change accelerates, she suggests we commit to lifelong learning. Why? Because the most successful and growing companies and the most resilient workers, the ones who adapt to change, are the ones who will be successful and make a difference in the world. Today, it is also the case that we live in communities that are less and less homogeneous. By that, I mean our neighbors and friends are likely to have lived their lives in different environments and contexts. New people have moved into our localities, and today, many of our workplaces are global and don't just include folks from our local communities with whom we already agree. Because there is now a broader diversity of life experiences in our communities, it means the opinions represented in our communities will be more diverse. We need to be prepared to listen to varied viewpoints, take them into consideration, and integrate them into the collective solutions we create for our communities and in response to changing technology in the workforce. Recently, Valerie Strauss of the Washington Post asked several notable people what was important for college students to know or learn during these extraordinary times. In response to Strauss's inquiry, filmmaker Ken Burns responded, "I have some thoughts for students who are confronted with a difficult but hugely exciting time to help educate them. Respect people with different opinions, read everything you can find, follow your passion, and listen even when you disagree. A willingness to learn new things will strengthen your understanding of the strengths and weaknesses of your own views in the eyes of others, and with a deeper understanding and new evidence allow you to adapt and change in positive ways. Learning new things will prepare you to tackle new challenges in the workplace and to find out what you have in common with newcomers to your communities and to communicate with them." Another person who responded to the Washington Post inquiry was historian Alex Kershaw. He said, "As a British immigrant to the United States, I would suggest that the most important lesson to teach from American history today is that diversity has always been this country's strength. It is a nation of immigrants of all faiths drawn from around the globe. It is a nation based on the most noble of ideals." Too often today, we are so certain of our own views and interests that it becomes difficult to respond to the concerns and perspectives of others. We are so focused on achieving our personal goals that we justify using whatever means it takes to get our way. It seems winning has become our definition of success. The winner-takes-all method is not sustainable. We would do well to leverage what Kershaw cites as our greatest strength, diversity of opinion, especially today, to create thriving communities in this changing environment where opinions are diverse, but our goals and needs are the same. You will do well to be willing to engage diverse opinions. Being dedicated to our values will allow you to do this if we respect others, exercise compassion, civility, honesty, and empathy. We will be willing and able to hear diverse opinions, to integrate them with your own ideas, and to create industry and community solutions that work for everyone. In short, being a lifelong learner and someone dedicated to values will give you the ability to make a positive difference in the world. I want to give you a couple of examples that I've come across recently. The first example I'll share is about a graduate of the University of Wisconsin-Platteville, someone who graduated 4 or 5 years ago, someone just like you. They recently emailed me. The email was driven by an experience this person had as a student here. He had served as a writer and editor for The Exponent. And each year, I think a couple of times a year, The Exponent produces a satirical edition. And in one, early in my time here, he satirized me. Now, that's what I get paid for. So at some level, I have to accept that kind of thing. And he thought he was pretty funny. But he explained in the email that he realized in hindsight what he wrote was not satirical nor funny. Instead, and I'm using his words, disrespectful and intolerant. He even recalled that a classmate of his confronted him about his commentary at the time, but that he dismissed her criticism as her being unable to take a joke. In his email, he reported that since graduation, he had thought about his assumptions and learned that some of them were not true. He'd engaged in some self-reflection, and he had changed his mind about what he had wrote in The Exponent. He said that he realized that the article he wrote didn't promote unity on this campus, something that he values, and that in fact his article did the opposite, and that he now regretted it and had decided that he needed to apologize to the campus and to me, and so he did. His email went on to explain that he was having success in making a positive difference in his community by engaging and listening to and valuing everyone who wanted to have input. He seemed confident that he and his community were better for it. So let me provide a little different example. It's a little more national in scope. Dan Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw is a former Navy SEAL who was recently satirized on Saturday Night Live. Comedian Pete Davidson joked about Crenshaw's military service and made fun of his eye patch, which covers an injury he had suffered while serving in Afghanistan 6 years ago. Well, no surprise, this really got people upset. And they wanted Crenshaw to be upset, to complain loudly, to demand the resignation of Davidson, etc. But significantly, Crenshaw understood that he had a choice. He could respond with offense and fuel what he calls outrage culture and increase the amount of already existing polarization and misunderstanding that exists today in society, or he could choose to take a more constructive approach. Crenshaw decided that a negative response did not align with his values, which prized integrity and civil discourse. So instead, he accepted the opportunity to appear on Saturday Night Live during the Veterans Day celebration. He accepted the show's apology and was able to use the platform to convey a national message of forgiveness and unity. I share these examples because they provide real-world evidence of the advice I'm trying to convey, that a University of Wisconsin-Platteville graduate who was able to change his mind, adapt a new paradigm, and make a positive difference because he understands the importance of lifelong learning, and an example from a citizen and soldier, Dan Crenshaw, who didn't succumb to peer pressure because it was easier, but instead fostered an environment that facilitated communication and discussion instead of exacerbating the problems that result from polarization and intolerance. Today, I'm asking you to do the same, to commit to lifelong learning and to be dedicated to your values such as civility, honesty, integrity, hard work, and empathy. I'm asking that you be like your fellow graduate and be willing to keep learning and to change your mind when your values tell you that that is what you should do. And I'm suggesting you might foster communication when you have the chance, even when it's difficult, so that you can help create solutions that take all members into consideration and have a positive impact on your community. Now, I know if you take my advice today, it will probably not make your life easier. In fact, it will likely make your life more difficult. You will have to keep learning, reading and watching new materials, and investigating new ideas. You will have to engage with people who you might not be inclined to engage with and who you will have to adapt opinions that some of your closest friends and colleagues will disagree with. I offer that, like the challenges you encountered as you work towards your graduation, that these life challenges will be worth it because they will allow you to achieve your goals and to make a positive impact on the world. And finally, as I recommend to every graduating class, engage your communities. Serve on the school board or on the city council, or volunteer at your church or coach a youth sports program, or become a mentor. Do practical things to make life better for those around you. And while you're doing this, commit to lifelong learning, to being values-driven, and to promoting understanding. You indeed have great opportunities ahead of you. We're proud and pleased for you. You are part of why every day, every week, and every year is a great day to be a pioneer. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. You may wonder what the different colored stoles and cords are around many of our graduates' necks. Our international students wear white flag stoles featuring the United States flag and the flag of their home countries. UW-Platteville students who have studied abroad wear stoles featuring the flags of the countries where they studied. Clubs, organizations, and honor societies have also bestowed different color stoles and pins on their graduates, representing additional extracurricular and high-impact practice learning. I want to now call special attention to those wearing gold honor cords. These gold cords are worn by students who have received academic honors. Students with honors are also designated with asterisks in your commencement program. We are going to recognize our honor students now. First, each year, the colleges recognize their valedictorians, students with a high grade point average as well as outstanding accomplishments. For the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, we ask the 2018 valedictorian, Emily Minert, to stand. Congratulations, Emily. Students who have between a 3.75 and a 4.0 earn summa cum laude honors. Would those students please stand? You may be seated. And students who have earned a 3.5 to 3.74 grade point average earn magna cum laude honors. Would all those who have that grade point average please rise? Congratulations to all of our honor students. You may be seated. Oop, you are. Our students don't achieve those successes without dedicated faculty, and as you can see, they have a myriad of colors in these front two rows of all of the regalia that they wear. Each faculty member has a different style of gown and accessory, depending on his or her field and the level of education. For a PhD, the hood is very large and colorful. I'm never sure why they call this a hood, because it's on the back. I always think of a hood as being on the top, but. And so it is large and colorful, and it has a silk patch and a velvet patch. The silk patch is the colors of the institution that gave the degree, and the velvet tells you what kind of degree it is. The doctoral gown has black velvet strips on it that extend down the front, as well as 3 black velvet stripes across the sleeves. For the master's degree, the hood is the same length as the doctor's hood, but doesn't fully expose the lining, and the velvet edge isn't as wide. Faculty and staff wear the color of the institution that granted the highest degree that they've been awarded. And now it's time to finally meet our graduates. Would all of the individuals who are candidates for bachelor's degrees please stand? This is it. Chancellor Shields, as provost and as directed by the university faculty, I certify that the individuals standing before you are candidates for the Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, and upon completion of their prescribed curricula, which means your finals and special projects and lots of papers due this week, you are entitled to receive your degrees from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I therefore recommend that these candidates be granted the appropriate diplomas for the curricula completed.
Upon this certification by the Provost and Vice Chancellor, and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Wisconsin System, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree that you have earned, together with all the rights and privileges attending thereto.
And now, undergraduates, please take your tassel and move it from the right to the left on your mortarboard, and you are now a UW-Platteville graduate. Congratulations. Please be seated. We know that this is an exciting time for all of you, and I ask that everyone show respect for the graduates and for those seated near you. So everyone is anxious to hear the name of their own graduate, so please refrain from those artificial noisemakers, blowing your neighbor's ear out. We appreciate that. Assistant Registrar Kim Jasper will read the names of the candidates, and I now ask Dr. Wayne Weber, Dean of the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, to come forward.
Well, it's a beautiful day for commencement. And it's such an honor to honor you, our graduates, and the incredible faculty and staff within the college who helped you reach this monumental achievement, and the family and friends who have supported you in so many different ways. As Major Holler indicated, we don't get to where we're at on our own, so please be sure to thank them. Chancellor Shields and Provost Wilson, as Dean of the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, I present to you the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science. Candidates, please come forward.
Heidi A. Smith. Hussein Ali Ibrahim. Matthew Douglas Allen. Allison Mary Amundsen. Dana Marie Anderson. Lindsay Michelle Arend. Becca Renee Askew. Robert Daniel Bagnuski. Nicholas Z. Baker. Dejanay Abriel Banks. Lucas D. Bauer. Brandy Shania Barr. Amber Lynn Bellows. Jessica May Bennett. Michael Brian Bierenbaum. Jolynn Beatrice Borland. Elizabeth Ann Broadbent. Maria E. Bukovich. Ian Morris Birkland. Parker Jordan Casarato. Timothy J. Surjak. Michelle Ann Cliff. Bradford Knight Comstock. Quinn A. Cullen. Kirsten Ann Dock. Bernard Augustus Dahlin IV. Leah C. Davis. Shelby Louise Demboski. Paige Marie Dilly. Madeline E. Dower. Austin H. Dyer. Katya Efremova. Taylor Joe Emrath. Matthew M. Elmer.
It's pronounced Evers.
Alec James Evers. Nolan Roger Eyre. Kim Ellen Fink. Brooks H. Gayhart. Brittany Lynn Gaudry. Melissa J. Gall. Brian Robert Griffey. Caitlin Ann Greschel. Mackenzie Francis Hard. Hunter S. Hauser. Tyler Jacob Hellenbrand. John J. Hentrich. Colton James Henry. Yang He. Brandon T. Hinterlong. Krista Grace Heckroll. Theodore John Hoffman. Jaden Jean Haranica. John P. Hughey. Kevin Warren Hughes. Tanner M. Jansen. Max M. Jensen. Jacqueline M. Johnson. Macy Rose Johnson. Neil B. Johnson. Remington James Johnson. Chad W. Jones. Christy A. Jungenberg. Mackenzie Lee Cott. Claire Elizabeth Kokel. Matthew L. Keister. Patrick James Killalay. Emily Caroline Kleckler. Archie P. Kinney. Devin E. Cole. Haley Elizabeth Kane. Sandy Jo Kep. Janice L. Copland. Caleb James Kruckenberg. Katie Lynette Kruger. Emily Renee Cruzy. Cole J. Kukla. Sarah E. Landier. Shania Lynn Lansinger. Adriana M. Lau. Sarah Jean Lillisand. Chad Litcher. Yilang Lo. Daniel D. Lowe. Alexandria J. Loy. Antonio R. Lozano. Abigail Lee Lidkey. Cameron Scott Markham. Torin Maxine McCaw. Dylan J. McLean. Thomas Richard McCormick. Valerie Lynn McGoldrick. Kira L. McGrigg. Robert M. McNeil. Emily K. Meinert. Kelly C. Mezera. Luke R. McCula. Brandon Bartley Michael Miller. Cassie K. Miller. Megan Ann Mills. Sean D. Moe. Haley Ann Morrissey. Jared L. Motiv. Sierra Ann Mueller. Robert Paul Mueller. Alexander David Murphy. Ryan Joseph Nadig. Jeremy R. Nason. Brittany J. Newman. Matthew Paul Ostrike. Alan Wayne Osterhaus. Abigail Ostrowski. John A. Perro. Carly P. Payne. Jared Pink. Brett Austin Pleamer. Allison May Prestigard. Jenna Lynn Preston. Spencer Jeffrey Redding. Stephen S. Regis. Jordan Michelle Reese. Taylor Mary Riley. Brock C. Rosenkrantz. Donnie Riemann. Sandy Lynn Rundle. Sean Thomas Ryan. Jordan L. St. Germain. Sarah Ruby Sanchez. Ariel Ann Schlew. Mark Ryan Schmitz. David J. Schrank. Kyle T. Seeley. Sorry. Brady L. Seeliger. Brandon Gerald Sefrud. Brett Donald Severson. Kyle W. Shepard. Abigail R. Smithson. Jennifer Hannah Stowe. Brett P. Stanek. Sydney Rose St. Peter. Sarah Ann Strathman. Jeffrey Robert Stitchin, Jr. Eric J. Tim. Amy Rose True. Rachel R. Trebetowski. Riley Richard Vandenberg. Alex J. Vandenheuvel. Elizabeth A. Vanetta. Courtney Diane Vivian. Hannah M. Waldron. Matthew J. Wagonek. Michaela Danielle Wainwright. Michael Vincent Wesp. Emma R. Wingert. Michaela Marie White. Jeremy Michael Whitish. Joseph Wilson. Jarrett M. Winder. JC Maureen Wolf. Paige Aaron Woling. Brett Michael Wonderlin. Jonathan Graham Yancey. Elizabeth L. Yankee. Amanda Lynn Yanda. Nick Zielinski.
Graduates, on behalf of the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, congratulations.
Putting together this ceremony takes considerable work, much of it behind the scenes. I want to thank and recognize the following people: the Commencement Committee, led by Ian Drager; Commencement Marshal, Dr. Muthu Venkateshwaran, from the School of Ag. I like to just call him Dr. Muthu. Assistant Registrar Kim Jasper, who read our names; the student ambassadors who have ably served as our ushers; the Pioneer Steel Band, led by Keith Lehnert. Thank you so much for your music. Media Technology Services. Yes, they do deserve a round of applause. And as everyone's leaving today, I'm sure they will give you quite the concert, so thank you. The Media Technology Services and the Division of University Relations, thank you for all of your hard work. Will all of those just mentioned who helped with the production of today's ceremonies please rise and be recognized? Sitting in front of the stage is a group who has taught and advised, and so much more, this graduating class. Would the UW-Platteville faculty and staff stand and be honored today? None of this would have been possible without this last group, who have helped our graduates throughout their college careers and indeed their entire lives. Would the families and friends of the December 2018 graduates please stand and be recognized? Now, please turn to page 40 of your commencement program from the alma mater, led again by Madison Grumman.
Alma mater grand and glorious, we shall never be victorious. Loyal are we to you, dear Platteville, pioneers there will be. We shall win with honor. Praise be ever honored.
Please be seated. The commencement ceremonies have been recorded and are available for on-demand viewing on the campus website. Please remain seated until the faculty has left the gymnasium. And once they have reached the lobby, graduates will be dismissed and they may join their families and friends. The flags representing all of the countries from which our students hail are displayed out in the main lobby for pictures, as are our college banners. This concludes our ceremony. Once again, congratulations to the University of Wisconsin-Platteville graduating class of December 2018. And please begin our recessional. Thank you, faculty. Graduates, you are now dismissed to find your family and friends, and congratulations again.